title, you got
Yep.
public.
All good. Yeah, we should be good to
Okay.
go. All right. We
All
probably get.
right.
I mean, there's been a lot of interest lately, so I'm just looking at Bitcoin Friday. That got more than we typically get. More views. Yeah, 46,
Yeah.
4,600. That's good numbers for us over the weekend.
And I'm not logged in to our YouTube, so I'm not going to have the same, being able to talk to chat and all that like I normally do.
Oh,
So
okay. So
I'll be able
I
to talk
have
to
to watch
you.
for the super chats or the requests.
So I'm going to be watching, but I'm not going to be able to type to them. So
You won't be able to
um,
talk to them. I mean, type to them.
yeah, so I'll be watching as like a free person
Okay, but just
since I'm not logged
cut in
in.
if there's something. Just remind me because I get going and I forget to look. And
Yeah.
I get
So
on a rant. There's
I'm gonna,
23 things.
yeah, I'm gonna mute my micro quick and let me see if you can hear me. So I'm gonna mute in three,
Okay.
2, 1.
Okay. Hey, Aram, welcome. We'll get started here. We like to get about 20 people. We'll start it.
All right, you didn't hear me then, did you?
No, I didn't hear you at all.
Okay. So I'm just gonna mute myself for the most part.
Okay, that's good. All right, here comes a few. Aram, good. A couple of members coming in. We'll get it started here short. Oh, we got 11 already. Comes fast. Yeah, well, a lot of interest. What to make of the day? Hang on, I got a note from Dave. Okay. Oh shit! Someone Dave was just showing. Oh, that's it. Someone Dave showed me. Anyway, okay, here we go. How we got? Oh, 18. All right, two more and we'll go. Oh, so bear with us, guys. Hey, Mark, Devin, Alan. All right, glad to have you guys here. We'll get going in a sec. We got. No, there's 22. All right, there we go. So, all right, let me. Well, it looks like most of you guys have been with us before here. I'm going to take off the disclaimer here. So you guys know the drill, right? We ask our members to submit assets that they're interested in. We look for their TA. Now, some, like this first one here, this is one of our, a member who's very, very skilled. He's been with us for quite some time. Some of these, you'll find the Elliott Wave will be very solid. Others, we might, propose an alternate. It's just a way for us to get a feel for what members are, what they're looking at, how they're approaching it. It gives us some sense of how far along they are in putting together the components of our methodology here. But I always tell people the best reason to participate or watch these is you're often going to find really solid trade setups, and perhaps along the way I can pass along a little information that might be helpful to you in your own trading, particularly if you're approaching the markets with an Elliott Wave mindset. I do like to quickly just remind people that I try and make a point of saying this often, but maybe I don't hit it hard enough. The Elliott Wave is optional, right? It really is, right? If it's helping you. So I mean, this is a good example here. I mean, look at all this, right? Can you count it? Yeah, you can count it. I mean, you could simplify it, right? So is it adding complication to your analysis, right? Or I mean, here you could just say, okay, it's a big. What are we really doing here? We're not advancing the trend, so this is potentially now. This is just a big, either an accumulation here, or we're going to have something here and we're going to dump, right? So it's either they're reaccumulating before we go again here, and this is in flux, or this is a distribution before we head back down. So you could simplify. The Elliott Wave is there to guide you for when it's particularly clear, and you get. I would propose to you, if you stick with it, there are times where there's no question about the fact it's going to give you an advantage. But it's third on the list of priorities, right? And sometimes I think we get so dialed into the Elliott Wave that we forget that, what's most important, right? So we always start with what did the dominant algo do last, right? So we can see it here, right? So what did this algorithm do last? Where's the geometry, right? Is it channels, median lines, support and resistance? Then let's look for an Elliott count. If the Elliott count is helpful, all the better, right? So this is, many of the examples you're going to get here, many of these students have really determined that they want to get as far with the Elliott wave as suits their interest in it, right? As long as it's helpful, right, then they continue to pursue it. Now, James has been with us for, I think, 3 years now, so his skill set is very, very advanced. So he uses it because it helps him. But as I looked at this chart, I was looking at it, prior to we started here, and I thought, is the Elliott helping me here? Do I really need it here? I mean, he's really keying this off of, so as you note his comments, as we start to, come away from, well, certainly here again, if you can simplify, right? So here's where we're running into resistance. Now, as we move away from that resistance, we'll look at the shape it starts to take, right? We get a clear impulse. So this kind of guides us in a couple of ways. One, if we're thinking that's, and again, I'm going to simplify. I'm not, if James is watching here, I'm not trying to pick your counterpart here. It's just trying to simplify here. So if I'm doing something like this, okay, well, I'm not advancing the trend again, as we suggest. I mean, it's pretty obvious here. Now we're coming down here. So if I'm coming down in a 5, well, there's a couple of things I can deduce from that. Number one, we know that corrections never end in 3s. Right, so we're either starting or ending something here. Now, per the way that he's counting this, the implication would be that we're completing a 3. So we've got an A, we get this little triangle B, right? And that's a little tricky, right? It takes a little practice to, okay, I got an A, I got a B, I got a C, I got a D, or I got an E. All right, so, oh, pardon me, whoops, I did that backwards. All right, we got an A, B, C, D, E, and still, you'd be thinking perhaps there's more up there. So now you'd have to look at this and just say, oh, wait a minute, looks like it's just a 3 into a B. So I've got call it a double top. Now, I flow out of that with an impulse. So while it looks like, oh shit, that's kind of complicated, really what it is just a 3. It's just a 3, and we're heading towards the 50. Okay, so all of this is tricky, right? And it's kind of, it wouldn't hurt you to develop this skill level to be able to analyze and say, okay, does that follow rules and guidelines? Yep, that's good, right? Okay, I got another 3 in here. Even here, right? This is a kind of a complicated, complex 3, but it's just a 3. It's just another 3. Right, just another 3, right? So sometimes I think we get caught up in the Elliott wave to where it's doing more harm than good because we get paralysis of analysis. If you can, when in doubt, always try and simplify. Okay, where are the 5s, where are the 3s? Where are the 5s, where are the 3s? This whole thing is just a big 3, right? But there's a whole lot going on in there. So with all that said, let's see how James is kind of digging into this. The count already has some trouble. Now, this is all very good here, and he's doing a lot of detail work. Now, some of this is beyond what we can cover here. A lot of this is some of what Monte Crypto teaches in his geometry, where we're really taking advantage of the internal channeling here. So we recognize here's the pivot at the upsloping parallel. The median line was long hit, so this, right, our 80%, God damn it, our 80% here is realized right here, right? So I got to assume here that most people here watching have heard me say this 10,000 times, but this is the single best odds in all of trading. There is no better odds, right, for a directional play. We know if this holds, 80% odds that we get to the median line, right? There is yet, as I will continue to remind you, this is a tremendous advantage because it's the median lines are the least used of any technical component here you could put on any trading platform. It's the least used. Yet it offers the highest probability trade. Is that not? It's just dumbfounding. It's like, how? Wait, what? I ask 10 traders if they use median lines. If 1 out of 10 says they do, right, as a foundational component of their trading, I'd be absolutely shocked. Just shocked. Ask 20. Maybe you get 1. Okay, so with all of that said here, now I'm gonna hide this just so we can look into his count a little bit more. So let me just hide that. All right, so it still kind of starts to clear it up. Now, one thing he's doing here, he's pulling from the 2 through the pivot here, and you might look, 1, 2, 3. Whoa, wait a minute. right? So he's gone into another 1. So he's gone 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, okay, right? So it's not like that's never happened before, but as soon as I hear myself saying that out loud, I get a little, wait a minute. That's a whole lot of 1, 2s, right? For all of this to realize, for every one of those 1, 2s to hit their targets, wow, are we going to need a massive change of character in the market? So, here, I think perhaps the Elliott could be simplified, right? Now, again, James, he hears me ask, hey guys, give me all the details. So he's giving me all the detail here. But I don't know that it's particularly helping, because if this is the 1, 2 and I'm looking for a 3, well, I mean, how am I going to get there? Right? This is what we're trying to get, right? If you're looking for an Elliott wave with the right count, okay, well or the right look, I should say, that's what I'm after, right? Do I have that here? Well, no, obviously. If it's 1, 2, I mean, I could just do that 5 times, right? Did I get this for my, nope, I didn't get that. Didn't get it here. Didn't get it here. So every one of these 1, 2s is looking for a 3, and I'm not getting any of them. Now, you could have made the case here that this was a 1, 2. Hey, there it is, right? I got my impulse. 1, 2, but again, you can just eyeball this, right? It doesn't, take an advanced degree. If that were my 3, so right there, you'd be thinking 3, right? You'd be thinking, oh shit, okay, there's the 4. Okay, what happened? Why could that be the 5? Well, you dig into the subdivision here, you might come to this conclusion that James did, is like, oh hell no, there's no 5 in there for me to finish here. I got it here. I would have thought it was right here. That if you were going to get the right look, there was the opportunity for it to happen. So guaranteed, there's some Elliott traders here that probably, or if they didn't get stopped out there, their stops are in the mix here, because that might have given it to you, even with that right there. We in log? Yeah, we are in log. So this is going to fuck it up a little bit. Even with that, the size of the 4 to the 2, could it be? Yeah, maybe, right? But that's not what you're looking for. So to some degree, you could look at if you brought this chart up and you work through all this, my first thought would be, next chart, something you hear me say a lot. We've got so many things to trade. Why would I bang my head around in here on something that, right? I should put that in context. If I'm looking for a new trade, why would I bang my head against the wall in here going, oh fuck, it's not there, it's not there, it's not there, it's not there, it's not there. Where is it? Next chart. Now, if you're in the trade, and I think James is actually in this, he's trying to decide what the hell's going on here. So if 1, 2, well, okay, could be a 1, 2. Could be we truncated something here, but let's not assume truncation, right? That's always a last resort. Okay, this looks like an impulse. That looks corrective. Okay, maybe. That looks impulsive. Here's the one. So if you're in this, James, I know you probably are. I'm assuming you are. Well, there's a couple of things that strike me right off the bat. So you've got a completed impulse here. So this is the correct place to be pulling from. So we've had a tag of the 50, got right into the pocket that we'd be looking for this, but we don't get the push out. So this is an attempt to get to it. But what happens up here? Right? Another thing you hear me say a lot. Right? Well, triple top, right? There's some people who say there's no such thing as a triple top. I say that's absolutely retarded. Pardon me, I shouldn't say it that way. That is a ridiculous thing to say. No triple tops? Really? There's no triple tops. Really? No, none, ever. They never happen. Well, what's really happening here? These guys, right, somebody wanted to buy there. They're trying to front run the pivot there, right? You're thinking the stops will be fuel when, if anything, the stops are just fuel for them to get bent over. Same thing happens here. This is retail. They go, oh, breakout. Oh, I'm not going to wait till it hits the pivot. I'm going to go early because somebody bought here. Now, a little different here. But so if somebody... again, so I'm kind of backing into where Elliott Wave could be helpful. Would it make sense, or if you're an Elliottician here, would it make sense to be a buyer right here? Does that make sense? Now, here's where the Elliott is going to keep you out of a dumb trade, right? Because somebody bought it there. Well, in the context of what we look for, which is the right look, oh, boy, do I have the right look right there. right? That's Elliott 101. I can't make it look any better than that. So, just out of curiosity here. Why do we have that? And here, I'll do it this way. I don't know why that's all squished up. Okay, so I'm assuming most people in the room are familiar with the concept of divergence, right? Why would somebody buy this? Right, just another thing I'm going to continue to harp on. You want to be thinking about who's on the other side of your trade. Right, so if you were a buyer here, you know that there was a seller thinking that was going down, right? So they're not considering an Elliott count here. They're just not, right? Who knows what they're doing? But once you've got that and you see that divergence, why is somebody buying there? Greed, right? Be my first thought. Right, was just an inexperienced trader. Doesn't pay attention to Elliott Wave, right? That's fine, right? Plenty. It's not a requirement to be successful. Doesn't pay attention to the fact that there's a textbook impulse right there. Doesn't pay attention to the fact there's divergence. This is just, I want it to go higher. So it's on a tear. Let's just go with it, right? And same thing's happening here. I'm going to get a little early, right? Try and front run it, right? Because, maybe I can get to that target. Well, fuck it. My guess is if they're buying here, they don't even know that I was there. They don't know. So think about it, right? So, okay, well, I've had the 3. You're thinking the 4. Like, this was all teed up to go. God, this was like, oh, my God. There's the 4, 1, 2. Oh, we're going to go. Now, this kind of getting a repertoire here of phrases. It's not what the market does. It's what the market is supposed to do and doesn't, right? I've got a 1. I've got the whole thing just teed up here, right? There's the 2. There's the impulsive 3. There's a 3 into my 4. There's the 1. It's a deep 2, but right? It's what it's supposed to do. Right, if we're going to finish, supposed to, maybe that's the wrong word. With that's what you'd be anticipating per the fact that you just had this perfect Elliott followed by a perfect 3. I got a swing up. I got a 2. Right? You're thinking, it's there we go, right? We're off for the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Doesn't do it. Right? So you got to rethink, and that's what he's done here, because my guess is, and I think James has been trading this for a while, when he was, God, that pisses me off. I never get that fucking thing. Sorry, guys. It just pisses me off. 1, 2. So when that didn't go, well, you had 2 thoughts. Either, depending on where you're long from, right, well, clearly, if you were thinking of adding into the 2 here to get the 3, well, you're likely stopped out here. Right? If that's what your thinking was, there's the 4, there's the ABC, there's the 4, there's the 1, there's the 2. We got to have a stop on it somewhere. Likely, he would have been taking it out there. So A, B, C. Okay, well, could it still be the 4? Well, again, it could be, right? But look at the 2 relative to the 4. Right? It's just doesn't. I guess what I'm trying to get across here is be fucking picky about your trades. Don't just take it just because, well, fuck, I don't know. If there's an impulse, it looks like, well, I don't know. I read good things about FLUX. Be hypercritical of the setup. It's not like we've only got 5 things to trade, and well, shit, if it's not setting up in any of those 5, well, I guess I'll just roll the dice here. Heads I buy, tails I sell. I mean, because that looks like what people are doing here. There is no real tradable pattern here other than we're in congestion. We're just in consolidation. After this big rip we had, right? Big rip. Okay, well, the market's got to chew on that right now. Is it macroeconomic? Is it the Fed all of a sudden taking away the juice from the party? What is it? The assets, stock indexes are selling. It doesn't fucking matter, right? It really doesn't matter at the end of the day. It's not. We're never trying to determine why it's falling. It's not like, oh shit, it didn't make that algo target. Well, that's why it's falling. We're just trying to determine if it's falling, how is it moving? That's all we're trying to do here. Not predict, but look and say, okay, well, if that's coming down in a 5, do I have the ingredients here for something to be done? ABC. Well, in this context, it's got to be connected back to something else, because we didn't go. It wasn't like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's the ABC. This is just a cluster F here. Now, James has the skill to get all the swings nailed down, but what's the next trading decision? Is there a trade setting up here? Well, if it's me, I'm looking at this going, okay, well, I can see how that plays in here. Okay, well, there's a W. Now, this is very tricky, right? So he's gone ABC into a W, a triangle into an X, into a Y to get the X. So actually, I'm going to make it so it's a little easier for you guys to see that. I'm going to put that in green because it's a little... It's unusual, right? So we get a WXY inside of, inside of an X, right? So the X, oh shit, here, this should be, let's do it that way. So we make that distinction, right? Because if you're new to Elliott Wave, it's the corrections that are the hard part, right? I mean, the fucking fives, the impulse and the diag, and okay, diag can be a little tricky, but it's not that hard, right? But there's 23 different types of corrections. That's where people struggle with Elliott Wave. So we know this is not an impulse. We can just look at this mess. It's okay, it's not an impulse. So do I even need the Elliott Wave here? Well, you can make a case that you don't. Okay, so if we're not using Elliott Wave, let's just take that off for a second. How would you approach this? Well, I'd want to see the volume profile always, right? It's always just for reference. You're not always torques it a little bit when you're in log scale, which given the range would make sense here. We went from 06 to $3, right? So four times the range is usually a good guideline. Well, so if I'm picking this apart for what's the algo doing? Oh, you just start grabbing pivots and say, okay, well let's go top to bottom, right? So he was pulling here because he's looking for the correction of that impulse. Well, I would just start swing low to swing high and say, all right, what do I got here, right? Dominant to dominant. Okay, I'm at the 23. If this is a deeper correction, if it's something bigger, right? Could it be something along these lines, more like a flat? Could be, right? But you wouldn't be looking for a flat here, per se. Is there a way we could finish this? Is it possible that we're looking at this the wrong way, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Could we have actually done that? 1, 2. This just doesn't fly, right? You can't go 1, 2. 3, right? It's just not there, right? How would you get there, right? 1, 2, 1, 2, it's not there. So as it is right now, while there's certainly value in getting all of those swings identified, I'm kind of looking over here going, all right, well, this is not insignificant if we break into that zone, right? Very, very little business done here. So you might even pull it down a little bit and say, okay, well, I got to be mindful of that big gap down here. I sure would be paying attention to this where the market hit its head twice. Now, can I construct anything else here? Right? And again, I've not looked at this in advance. I'm just kind of going on the fly here. What else might be there? I think the only time I've ever looked at this is when James has posted it before. Okay, well, that's not insignificant. Well, how would this play if we come down to, and again, I didn't set this up in advance. I'm just kind of going through this the way I would do it. And not that mine is the right way. It's just, for whatever value I can pass along, perhaps this can help you guys as you do the same thing, right? Because we all do the same thing. Go, all right, what the fuck is going on in here? All right, where 5s, 3s, where are they? What'd the algo do last? Well, right now, in terms of the major algo, well, okay, here we are. We front run on the 50, didn't get there. We're stalling at the 38. Looks like that's got it needs another leg, right? Doesn't have to do anything, right? The market doesn't have to do anything ever. But if we're going to complete this pattern that we know is prone to repeating, we need that 5 to kick in. Otherwise, we're going, well, fuck, I don't know I don't know. I need more information. Because if it's going to come out of here and do something unusual like that, like, whoa, all right, well, how can we deal with that? Well, already I could probably deal with it because I wouldn't have a truncation. I've already got a fresh low there. And if shit, I'm going to go down to, it ain't much of a low, but it's there, right? Could I be done here? Looks like that's a 1, 2, 3. Let's go down a little, down to that 15. Now here's where the Elliott can be helpful. Okay, can I get an impulse here? Yeah. Can I get a 3? Right, 5s and 3s, right? Can I get a 5 here? Yeah. Can I get a 3 here? Yep. Can I get a 5 here? Yeah. Okay, so now all of a sudden this is starting to help. Oh, okay. Oh, I got a clear 5 there. Got a clear 3 there. Looks like I got another 5 there. We'll have to dig in there a little bit more. Oh, that'll work. All right, possibly. Let's just keep an eye on that. So here's a good example of why you want to wick off the 1s, because I want to know if I've got to turn this into a diag. Right now, it doesn't look like This is clearly a 5, right? We don't have to, you know, we don't have to bicker about that. That's clearly a 3. That looks like another 5. So do I have the thing done here? That looks like 5. So could I be done in my 3? That looks like 1, 2. That looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not really what you wanted here, but let's go ahead and put that there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe. Okay, we're going into the 4. Looks like maybe we could. I got to change the degree here. Let's go up and get that in, put that in blue. Okay, maybe. 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, maybe, if I'm going to finish with a diag. I sure want to pay attention to that, and I sure want to look here for what's the algo going to do, right? Always, what did it do last, right? It looks like that was technical, and I thought, yeah, maybe that broke. Can't quite tell. Nope. So, so this is kind of back to where I started. First thing first, what did that algorithm do last? I mean, holy shit, look at that, right? I mean, again, this is... Sometimes I feel like you guys must think, oh, he's cherry-picked this. They worked this all out in advance, right? I promise you that I had not even looked at it, right? So here, there... Right, note, not the 618, golden zone. Right, here's a little pause, second target within a tick. So this is starting to all look like it's 4-ish. How are we going to finish that? That's such a clear 5. Almost starting to look like a diag, but I need 5 here. So I'd have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't say I love that. A, B, working on the C. There's potential for this to get turned around. Okay, we have no algo that we're working with down here at the low, right? So the only algo that's in play here is the sell side algo. Now we can get a buy side, right? We can get one, right? We need that, right? Now we can get one. But as it is right now, the only thing we're dealing with is sell side algos. So now we know they used this one, right? Looks like they used this one, right? That's the one that just went, right? So this was the golden zone. So we know they used that one. This one looks like it's not far enough, right? It's not, right? So there's that one. You see the confluence right here? No, that doesn't mean that it pings right there, but well, here's what I would not be doing: longing it right there. Right, just in general, like basic trading 101. And this is completely counterintuitive. There'll be other educators that will tell you the exact opposite, but I'm a retracement trader. So I do not buy things that are going up. I wait till they come down. Right, and you got to put that in context, right? So here, okay, would that make sense here? I got a clear downtrend going on, right? So if I got this, do I want to be a buyer there? Well, it went up and now it's coming down. Well, maybe we've got to keep the context relevant there. What have I got right now, right? So do I have change of character? Here, clearly, lower lows, lower highs, all the way down. All right, here's my little correction. Lower lows, lower lows. All of a sudden, now I got a little bit of a change here because I got a higher high and a lower low here. Is this a little change in character? Maybe. Well, I'd sure... Oh, that looks like that might be relevant. But one tick, right? And we got to change the thing around. Right? Because we can't allow for anything beyond one tick beyond that, right? Otherwise we can't be an impulse. So we've got to consider the possibility. Shit, do I have a diag here? I don't love it as a diag because that looks like such a clean 5. So do I have an ABC? Would that fit if I had an ABC? How would that even work there? A, B, let's go with C. And oh fuck, here, I'll have to do it like this. Like that. I can't say I love that. Maybe, right? Could be. So first we got to, well, here, we're about to, we may find out while I'm recording this. Are we going to break that pivot? We may well. Oh, shit. Here, how am I going to get that done? 1, 2. Boy, that's hard to get done. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it has to be, I have to do it this way. You might have to rethink this. You might have to do 1, 2, 1. Oh, fuck, how are we going to get that done? Well, this will be interesting to see what happens here. I actually don't want to turn it into a diag because that first move down is so good. This is so clean. I don't want to have to change that and squeeze it into something else. Such a good 5, such a good 3. And that looks like a 5. Well, okay, so one thing we can see, we just overlapped here. So this also looks like a 5, right? So this 1, 2, that may not be long enough. I have to check that. Yeah, it is. That'll be long. Well, let's just check it. Measure twice, cut once. 1, 2. Oh shit, did it get there? Whew. Looks like it did. Yeah, it did. Okay, so we got a candidate for 3, 4, 5, right? So how does that fit in? So I got a clean 5 here, clean 3 here, clean 5 here. Starts to break down. Well, you'd want to go. Fuck, how else can we get that? Well, now I'm in a box. I can't get out of it. Okay, so do we break that? We are. Looks like we're about to. Can I finish this as a C? I don't have another one that overlaps, so it has to be here because I need the overlap. So if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're going to truncate down here, well, you would have had the over. Oh shit! Do we overlap there? Here sometimes I get into these and I regret it because I don't have it worked out. Okay. That does not overlap, right? So here's a good example, right? So within it, that's to the tick, but does not overlap. Here's the overlap, right? So we have to change it on the fly. Oh, great. Okay, so I want to go A, B, C. So this we have to get 5 out of that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I got to get this done, right? So I got to do this. Don't love it, but I got to get a 5 done here. Right, remember, we can't finish on a 3. We have to finish on a 5. So there's a 5. So 1, 2. Can't say I love that. It looks to me like I've got to do it this way, which I can't say that I love. 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like I've got to do it that way. So that's got to come up a degree. Let's go to green here. AB. Oof, that's not what you would have hoped to have found there. This, right, is a little, what amount of 15? Here, I'll do this here. See if we can actually get that. Can we get that third to work? Oof, there's just no. You might have to do it this way. Extension in the 1. I can't say I like that at all. But maybe God damn it, come here. Let's go back to a white. That may be what we're stuck with here. James, I didn't know I was getting down into the deep water here on the first one, but here I am. Well, welcome to trading here. So this has to be here. So this has to be 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's just check the length. Can we get that to play? 1, 2. Yep, we can't. Okay, so 5 is shorter. So you got an extension of the 1. So you can horseshoe it in there. It's not what you wanted. But look what's happening here, right? So big change of character. Right now I'm down on the 5 minute. Let's go back to the 15. But still, and where do we go? Right, first question always, what did the algorithm do last? Right, so something looks like it's got a potential to have finished here. Well, this will be interesting to see. Now, anybody interested in shorting right there? You got all the right ingredients, but that's not how I would trade it. I would suggest, right, just because, okay, what's going on here? All of a sudden, why is FLUX, going from $1.28 to $1.50? I want that. Give me that. All right, or whatever comes out of there, but I don't want to just buy it, or pardon me, in this case, sell it just because it's in a golden zone. Nothing says that it can't break, right? So, I mean, that could easily break. Then you're back to the next one, right? You got to pull back to this one. Now we go here. Where are we? Right, we're at the 50. Got to keep going, right? So we're breaking the downsloping channel, right? So that's not insignificant, but you would want this if you were looking for a buy. Oh, fucking Christ! If you're looking for a buy, you'd want something a retest from above, right? That's the better way to play that. Now this is interesting that it's going to stall here, right at the golden zone. Now there are people trading this. The question you have to ask yourself: who's buying it right there? Do they know that algorithm's right there? My guess is not, right? Otherwise, why would they be buying it? Right? So again, always think about who's on the other side of the trade, right? So either somebody very smart has driven it up so they can sell it, because that's common. Whales will do that. That can move the market around. They want to get it up to where there's liquidity, right, before they take it down. Or you just have people buying this that are oblivious, which is most likely because most people don't know that that's there. They're just buying it because it's going up. This is going to be very interesting to see how this all resolves here, because that's kind of an ugly count here. So let's pull all the way back out. God, I got myself in a rabbit hole there. Okay. Let's pull all the way back out. If that's finishing, what are we finishing? Oh, maybe go back to the hourly. Oh, fuck. Let's try the 2. When we know where we are there down on the smaller degree, I guess I got to get that out of there. We can't make sense of it. We're just sitting at the 38. Is there something else we can put in here? Because this looks like such a good WXY, but it's just way too... It's way too big relative to this 2. I mean, nothing says that it can't come out of here, right? And we go up here and we get that, but I can't say that I would be ready to take that. Well, if anything, I'd want to see this come down here, right, and test that low and see what happens here. Can I get a liquidity grab down here, where they come down here, sweep that, and then take it up, and then there's the trade? That's what I would be looking for to have happen. And I think this just needs to give us more information, because the count as it is now, for this to go 1, 2, those 5 1-2s, it's so massively bullish that I'd be reluctant to lean into all of that. I mean, even as he's counting it right now, the way he's got it is that we're working on the 1-2 here. Could be, right? Could be. I think this one needs more time to cook. I don't think it's quite ready, James. Even that already. Well, just looking at it from this distance, it looks like a 3, right? It looks like that's all you've done there is a 3. Can never finish in a 3 unless it's part of an ABC or WXY, something along those lines here. So if this is going to start to go, I would just wait for that, right? Get the algo on board there, right? Something along those lines. Put the set of median lines on it, right? When in doubt, can I simplify? Oh, I got the rainbow there. That's how I would approach that, James. I think when it's that tricky, simplify. Where you can, simplify. All right, well, didn't mean to get down the rabbit hole there, but I kind of did. All right, so let me keep moving here before I lose the entire audience here. Okay, so next I've got Orly. Oh, that's right. All right, Orly. Orly must be a new member. He doesn't know the drill here, so he's just saying Luna would be good. All right, well, let's take a look at it. Luna, I didn't get anything from you in terms of what you're thinking, what time frame you're interested in, what exchange you're on. So you'll get this, Orly, as you participate with us here, right? So we always want to see your work just to see what you're thinking, and are you bullish or bearish, really? I know Wu Wonka has been looking at Luna, so let's. Oh shit! All right. Okay, so we're in log scale here again. All right, we've got from 26 to, what do we get, 98. So we certainly have the range. Just looking at it this distance, right? I mean, it's hard for your eye not to see a 3. So what you'll also find, any regular viewers, is that I approach the market exactly the same way every time. Oh, this looks like an ABC. right, which I would tell you is the value of what we're teaching you. Because as soon as you start fucking around and going, oh, shit, all right, well, that didn't work on that trade. Maybe I gotta find something else, right? As soon as you do that, you're lost. It may not be our methodology, but you got to find something that you're comfortable with, that you understand, that you know how to execute within, and stick with it. All right, until it's proven to be unsuccessful, or there's a problem. All right, so that, okay, well, so just looking at this, again, we're not digging down into the deep, but just looking at that, well, that sure looks like a 4. This sure looks like a 2. So kind of bird's eye. Oh, that looks like 1, 2, and that would be the 1, 2 of the internal 3, 4. It looks like I can get an impulse there. So there's a 5 followed by a 3. All right, that's not beyond anybody's reach there, right? That's shit. What are we doing out of log? 786 out of log. But with this range, okay, so I've got a candidate here for a 1, 2. Right now, that's not likely to be the 3 yet at this distance. What are we doing with that? There's a 3 that finishes. So it looks like you've got to go 1, 2. Oh, fuck. Here, let's go down to the 4 hour there. Now, sometimes, you're gonna pull something up like this. You're gonna look at it and you're gonna go, well, looking at all that, do I really need to count all that out? Does it matter really? Like as I'm sitting here, well, if you're a student of ours, yeah, I'd want you to take a swing at that. Just looking at this, it looks like this is just a bumpy, like a boom, 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 like we just rolled into that finish there. But if I had to put a count on it, looks like you'd have to do something. Oh, fuck, that's 3. Looks like you'd have to go 1. Oh, God. WXY into a 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5 is what I'd be thinking here. That would have to go up a degree. So we'd need another internal here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, that may not be enough. All right, so can this be 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2? Well, let's label it up. 1, 2. I'm just going to throw these up here. Got to put them somewhere. That'll work. Okay, so somewhere in here there's a 2. All right, that's the lowest low. So that's annoying that you got to deal with that. Looks like ABCW, ABCX, and then you got to dig up an ABC out of that. I don't know that it really matters here, to tell you the truth. In terms of influencing what's to come here, you might be back here. Now, where that could matter is that if you get up here and you're like, feels like I need 1 more degree, right? You'd be back here going, oh, there's a 1, 2 there that I can work into. 1, 2. Well, again, when you're not sure, start measuring. Okay, 1, 2. Well, what I get there? Well, there's 2, 6, 1, 8. Well, but I also got, well, here's that doesn't look like it would be finished there, and it looks like that would be part of the internal that I would need. So this is not a bad place to think, oh, well, perhaps I got the 3 there. Although it looks like that would be, that looks like that's it. No, let's keep it simple, right? So there's the 2, 6, 1, 8. Good target, and that's 2, 6, 1, 8 in log, but there's the clear 3 that comes out. Now, is that enough? That's another. One other thought right here. Let's see, did we get, it looks like we'd be past the 2, 6, 1, 8. We did. Well, the 4, 5, I can't say I like, but that's such a good 3. So unless we went WXY into the 4, which we could have. Yeah, let's put this off. Wow, you guys are giving me tough ones today. So let's consider that that's got more to go here, that we went WXY here. That looks like that's WXY. Sub in green, that's what. note where the support is here, the prior structure. Right, just simple things. It's so easy to just go, wait a second, look left. What's there? What are you giving me here? Oh, that'll get us something here. This is our Vegas wave. Okay, so I got a Vegas wave here. So now here we pretty decent support here. The thing that, again, I've kind of stressed this lately. Here, pay attention to where the 233 is relative to the Vegas wave, right? The Vegas wave is the two inside here. Now here we flip, right? So the Vegas wave has been underneath the entire time. Now look at them now, right? So potential, if that's going to start to come down, that's kind of just a good last trend determination, right? Here's where it flipped on the way down. Here's where it flipped on the way up, right? So as long as that 233 is underneath, right, if you're just looking for kind of a guideline, well, if the 233 is underneath, I still have a bull trend. I want to be looking for longs. This looks like, oh, if this is going to go 1, 2, 3, if that's what we've got to do here. God, this looks like a lot of threes. You might be able to get that done just off of. That looks like that was significant to the market here. So I'm going to have to, did I overlap there? I actually wouldn't mind if I did. I didn't, annoyingly. I'll get up there. Nope, I didn't. So I can't get a diag going into that. I might have to truncate that. Oh, let's see here how we can get that to finish. Well, that looks like a 4. So it looks like it may be doing a diag here. So this looks like ABC, ABC, ABC. We might have to do this as a diag. So what you want to do is this. Well, that's what I want to do. I don't know that I can. So ABC, ABC, ABC. No, fuck, that looks like, well, you might be able to get it. Or WXY, right? So the 4. So, but for that count to hold, I need this to overlap, right? So it's got to come down a little bit further. Otherwise, you're kind of, okay, maybe that's it. We always, we always look for the 50 in a diag on the correction of the 4, right? So this would be, right, you want it to come overlap just a hair, just enough, right? Just enough to qualify it, and then up for the 5. So maybe you'd finish your, can't say I love it. Oh, well, here's where this may come into play, right? As I just said, kind of setting myself up inadvertently. Okay, so what have I not used there? Oh, here we can use white. Let's take this down. Okay, so if all right, so let's go back here to where, I might need that later. Ugh. I don't want to finish the 3 up here, so I may revisit this here. Maybe I'll have to do this here. See, but I don't have a 2. That's the problem. If this is 3, 4, 5, so if I put the 5 here, here, right, that's not much of a 2. Luna's on quite a tear here. This is pretty remarkable here. So 1, 2, 3. God, I guess that might be. Do I need this here? 3, 4, it might be. Sometimes on the fly we have to just. Okay, this could be the 4. Actually, let's just look here. Right, so this might play better this way. Fuck! I can't finish it. There's no finish up in here. This is all. This is the only thing that would be a candidate. So you're gonna have to do it this way. ABC into the 4. So I get a skinny 4. If let's take this off for a sec, just to clean that up again. Boy, I don't like that. That may be all I've got to work with. So what do I do here? So now it looks like I'm trying to finish a diag here. Right, so that would be the idea. I'd be sitting here right now. So I wouldn't be putting on a new trade here. So now if this comes down here and I get that overlap here, I do kind of like the structure here between this pivot and that qualifier, and then we put the fibs back on it. If that's the start of it, right, we're looking for it at the 50, but that requires that this comes down one more time, right in the pocket. Then if you could get that, then I think here, right, maybe, right, you're going into the 5 of the 5 of the 5. So you're trying to finish, all of this still goes up. You're trying to finish the third. Oh, where are you? Here you are. That's what you're trying to get. All right, what am I at? Let's go to an 8. Whew, long way to get there. Could that fly? Well, it's not terrible. Yeah, let's make it a little more accurate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that maybe, right? Maybe, right? There's nothing that's clear as a bell, like, oh shit, oh here we go. But they're just kind of digging through it. That's what it looks the best to me. So if you're trading Luna, this area in here between 49 to 46 would be an area of interest. I'd be watching, right? That won't be enough to flip the Vegas wave under the 233. It'll just bring you right back into this well, here you could do it this way, just into this consolidation. Right, consolidation. So if we come back and dip into that, just a hair, just that's all you need. That's really all you want. It's just enough to qualify it. Then you're going to look for an ABC to get out of there, right? Because we're going to hold. So this all becomes, these become ABCs, right? So here's the obvious one. That's that you would need to hold that. ABC. Oh fuck, that's probably WXY. ABC, ABC. Oh, whoops, A, B, C of the 1, 2, 3 of the A, right? So you got, well, actually, right here. So it has to go over here. Kind of a clusterfuck of a count, right? Not one that I would normally, if I'm that far into it, I got to really want to be taking the trade, or I got to be in it and I haven't looked at it for a while. Otherwise, I don't know that I'd be pushing too hard to find a new trade in this until I get a little more clarity here. Okay, maybe that's the 5. But if that is the 5, that would be the 3. So I'd have a shallow 3, relatively speaking, and it would still be long enough. Right, if that's the 1. Now, of course, we're doing this in log scale. Right, that would get it there. But remember, you don't to qualify. Oh shit. To qualify, length is length. Right, longer is longer. It's not like, oh well, it wasn't longer in log. Right, longer is longer. But I'd be, since you're analyzing in log, it would be nice to get that distance here in log as well. And then you really know it. I mean, it's shit. Can't do a channel on this. Just out of curiosity, right? Because I see these kind of things hit. Missed it here, right? So let's see if we go to, oh, too steep. So we got to be here. I really don't see a set of median lines here. This is going to have a similar angle. Missed. So you got no help here. There's no pivot here that sets up a set of median lines. So it's just kind of grinding higher. I would use that Vegas wave as still a good frame of reference for trend, but that looks like the next place. So if you're Orly 3-3 with a smiley face, which is kind of a funky handle, right? That's the trade I'd be looking for right there to get that 5 of the 5 of the 5. You don't like all the funky Elliott in there? Well, you're just retracing back to the prior structure, right? With the anticipation, if you don't want to try and pick the turn, you just wait for the first retrace, right? Which is the safest way to do it. Right now, I got that as a target. I got this as a stop, or depending on, you might give that a little bit of cushion to come down into that. So and liquidation wick, so something in there, let that put in the 4, so you can clarify and say, oh well shit, if it starts going right and we take out this pivot, well then the whole thing blows up. I'd be kind of there. I wouldn't want to give that too much more room. Take this, stops underneath this. Maybe you get the, well shit, what that's going to be, 5 to 1, at least. Then that's just assuming you get that target. That's 13 to 1. very reasonable risk, right? That's just, I mean, you could here where it's this confusing. You'll often hear me say, "Why would you not take that trade?" Well, I'd be kind of on the border saying, "Why would you take that trade?" This is kind of messy. We don't need to trade messy, right? But if you love this project, or you got a position, or you're already in profit, and you want to go for a little more on it, that's how I would approach it. All right, shit, I got to keep moving here. Okay, this will be a 12-hour live stream. Okay, guys, let me do it. A couple of tough ones right off the shot. Oh God, that's not likely to change here with gravity anti. Let me see what he's got cooking here. He always gives me challenging ones. So it looks like we're doing the NASDAQ. Well, that'll be interesting today. All right, what are you thinking, gravity? Oh, we're doing Meta. Oh, I like this work. Gravity always uses different colors, so it takes me a second to... Low volume node. Okay, so one thing I would do here, I always take these to 100. I want a little more detail there. Okay, so here, let me clean this up a little bit here. So I'm going to just hide that just so I can get the screen space there. And then you have Vegas Wave on here? Yep, you do. Okay, so this, we're doing one here. So you got your low volume node right here. So he's referencing this little pocket here coming across. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Well, that's clearly the 4, 5. Okay, so it looks like we've got something finished here. That's the monster 1 from 2013 into the 1. Looks like it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C. Oh man, I got a novel up here. Is that a channel? That looks like a channel. I'm going to just hide that for a second. Okay, summary. Oh my gosh. So if we were to call this the end of the 5th, and my count is correct, we will be breaking our current lows in the short term, so I would lead towards a lower parallel in the short term. We got over here, strength. We have divergence between 3rd and 5th. Ooh. Financial support towards a lower degree. Okay, so he's got this again. It can be a little tedious for me to read this out. The value here is for him, right? This is him to him. So while it kind of helps me to get a handle on what he's thinking here, this is a great habit to get into. So think of it this way. If you were being graded on your trades and you had to explain your trade to somebody, right, which is something we just take for granted, because if nobody's looking over your shoulder, like we deal with this when you're day trading all the time, because there are times you're like, oh, fuck, it kind of looks like it might go. Like, it's so tempting to just go click buy, click sell. It's so tempting to just take a casual, oh, fuck, let's see what happens. But if you had to explain it to somebody, why you took that trade, could you justify it to, I don't know, who is going to be impacted by you losing money? Let's say your significant other, right? And she said, and your wife comes up, shit, I shouldn't be sexist, right? Your significant other comes up to you and say, how'd the trading go today? Well, it's kind of a down day. Really? Why? What happened? Well, I don't know. I was kind of bored. And, oh, but you always, you have such a solid trading plan. You usually follow it. Well, yeah, I don't know. I was kind of winging it today. If you think of it, that you're going to get graded on on what you are, the market's going to grade you. Pass or fail, really, win or lose. This is a great way to reinforce the trading decisions that you're making, and then you can review it and say, well, God, all that shit was going on. That's why I was looking long there. I understand what I was thinking, because 2 weeks from now, you may remember 10% of that as to what you were thinking. But if the note is there, then you come, oh, yeah, I know what I was thinking. Yeah, that did kind of surprise me. Did I follow my money management plan? Did I do the risk reward the right way? That's for you. Okay, that said, we're out here. It looks like he's after the 1, 2, 3 to be done. So we'd be underthrow on the 5th, if I can get that. Oh, he might have it locked here. We got underthrow on the 5th, so that's going to be in here. So right now we're just trying to finish the looks like the 3. Well, here we obviously there's more history here, but for what we've got, right? Let's go to the 1 to the 2. Second most common, right? That would 127, 138, right? For the third of. All right, let's fly with that. Oops, I don't want that. I want to hide that. That's really more for him. That's a note from him to him. Okay, now oh shit, let me get in there. I can't see anything myself either. Okay, so I got 1, 2, 3, triangle 4. We don't even come close to the pivot of the 1, so we know we're in it. I mean, this is textbook, right? Classic, right? Underthrow in the E. A, B, C, D, E. Right, like all looks good. Now, whoa, fuck. 1, 2. How are we getting out of that? How are we getting that done? Oh, gravity, you left me hanging here. Right? How you counting that? I mean, I get your point, right? Perhaps that fuck doesn't matter. Right? That's where we topped. It'd be for your benefit more than mine as to how you finish that. It looks like you'd have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you'd be working backwards from here. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like extension in the 1. That's what I think. Okay, let's go to a 2. See if I can see what the hell's going on in there. I may have to go down to a 1. Okay, so nice use of channels. Right, as we're tagging it here. Okay, so we can see a couple of things right off the bat. So this, remember, we always start with, okay, what did the algorithm do last? Well, here, we're right into the golden zone. Here we are back to one of those ridiculous statements that I was commenting on earlier. There are literally people that teach this. There's no such thing as a triple top. Really? No such thing? Really? Really? With an algo there? You don't think that got tested 3 times? So, the first question, right, always is, why? Why can't it get through there? Why? Why can't that get through? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's the problem there? All right, well, now we know, right? So people are buying it there that don't know that algorithm is there, right? As I always say, it's like walking through a minefield with blindfolds on if you don't know what it did last. Now, it doesn't have its target yet, but it's getting pretty close. It looks like the inside one does. But this you can always look left here. So here's the target of the big one. That would be surprising if they didn't get that, but you never know, right? The market doesn't have to get there. Okay, so we got a diag here. So how are we getting out of here? I got to start paying attention. Okay, so it looks like it's all just a big sloppy 3, right? So there's the A. We're going to go A, B, C. Look at the nice work into the diag. That's good work, gravity. There's the B. Now, what happened? Thought we were done here. Does that look like an impulse, right? We're heading towards the... No, it doesn't. What is it? Now, of course, it's always easy in hindsight. I know that, right? I'm not oblivious to that. But if you were right here, what are you thinking? Oh shit! I got an ABC 1, 2. What do we run into that prevents that from happening? The triple tops that don't exist. Clearly, it's not an impulse. So what do we do with it? Okay, well, is there something that I can make it connect to? Well, I got an ABC. Well, okay, how about a W? I got an ABC. There's an X. Now, am I done? Could I be finished here? Well, this is gravity. This is good work, man. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you get the expanding diag here into the 1, which is right where you're looking for. So it's either a 1 or an A, right? Those are my only choices. Right, so I got to call it something. Well, if I just done a a W, and I've done 3 into an X, right? Likely that's going to be, doesn't have to be. That could be the 1 of the A of the C, but likely at this degree, given this range, that's the A of the ABC we need to finish. Now the B is a little trickier. Oh, what are we on? A 1 hour B? The B looks like it's just a straight rip. Oh, that's annoying, but it looks like you'd have to do it this way, right? So you have to work the A, the B, and the C here, right? Sometimes the B can be skinny, but it's certainly not an impulse. Okay, is that a contender for the B? Yep, looks pretty good. Oh, where do we start that? So we complete here. So okay, so this is from the pivot. It just takes me a minute because their colors are different than mine. So if I go, so this is with a target. Where's your target? We don't have a target on this one. Okay, so let me go to here. Okay, so we already got that target, right? So here's the swing. Here's the retrace into the pocket, right? First question always, what did the algorithm do last? Does it have its target? 1, or pardon me, A, B, right? Well, now I need 5 to finish, right? We never finish with a 3 unless it's part of a bigger ABC. 1, 2. Oh, what did you do here? So, maybe these hadn't, when you posted this, these weren't done. So clearly we've got a 3 right here, working on the 4. Oh, let's take that to micro. And, I don't want that. Why don't I have that? Okay, working on the 4. All right, so we're going to pay attention to that 1 right here. 1, 2. How did we do that? Oh, we're going to 1, 2, 1, 2. I see it. Okay, so this got to come up a degree. Okay, so 1, 2, 1, 2. So actually, that's kind of a pain. We don't really want that. Can we get that done? Oh, we're on a 60. Well, it depends how bearish you are. Nope, can't do it any other way. So you've got to go, unless it's going to be a diag where you'd go ABC, which I suppose is possible if this comes up. But right now it doesn't look like that. So 1, that's not much of a 1, though. Go to the 30-minute. Oh, meta, what are we doing here? 1, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, let's go with that. 1, ABC into the 2. 1, 2, 3, that's good. Triangle 4, so we get the second 1. Oh man, you went really... Your colors, you must use a different background color. I don't know how you see all those. So ABC, what did we do here? WXY, it looks like we did. All right, so 1, 2. There's that. There's the overlap. So it's not a possibility. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. We could do it here. No, we can't. Right. So 1, 2. That has to be part of the 3. We're working on the 4. So this 1 is critical relative to that 4. So that needs to come down and give us a 5. To give us a 3. Oh, this is getting pretty bearish. Right. To give us a 4. To give us that Y. So all of that has to head down lower. Let's get you in a brighter color. Okay, so here's what we're trying to get done. Well, it's the A, the B. We need to finish a C, but we get a little double hitch in here. We have to go 1, 2, 1, 2, which is more bearish, right? So we're trying to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and finish that in a 5. Right? So that's what we're trying to get to. I'm not sure what that A attaches to. I'll have to come back to that. All right, where are we here? W, X, looking for that Y. Okay, so let's pull all the way back out, see where we are. Let's go to that 2 hour. Here's what we're after to finish it down in this range. Oh, I'm not sure what you're thinking there on. Oh, are you giving me an alternate? You're giving me the 5 of the 3. Let's take that. A, B, C. All right, so we're looking for the 4, are we not? I guess you're here saying maybe it's an ABC of a deeper 4. Oh, shit, come here. So we're looking for a 4. Okay, so that's the 3. Where's my 2? My 2 is here. 1. My 2 is here. So there's the pull here. And just so I can follow it, I got to put it in my own colors. Okay, so we just did that whole thing trying to get to love when that happens. Right, trying to get to right there. That's the 4 we're after. Well, look where that is. Right, from the 2 low. 50 to the tick. right? So that to come down. Now, it could, I suppose, could be the A. I'd guess not, though. It's a very messy, convoluted, but really at the end of the day, that's all it is, right? Which is all the market ever does, is that. That's all it ever does, right? Swing, retrace, one side breaks. That's it, right? There's nothing else. Everything else can be broken down to that, right? At the end of the day, that's all it does. So I think we got this, Gravity. That's target here for Meta is between 255 and 260, which is, then you kind of look at it and say, well, hey, how would that fit in with all of that? Well, that's where the high volume is, right? And he was making a comment that the edge here, you'd want to catch this before, perhaps you get a reaction here at these low volume nodes. It'll often turn just before it dips into it. And of course, most traders will be looking at the same thing, but there is that little pocket down here, right there. Well, here we draw it. Do it that way, right? Bring it all the way over that little low volume node, which he has identified, right? He's already done that. 1, 2. Would you see what that would do? You'd have 1, 2, 3, but there are no triple tops, triple bottoms. Okay, so I think that's where we're headed, Gravity. That looks like the path of least resistance, right? So all of this craziness going on in the markets, we really don't have the conditions for a V bottom. We really don't, right? It's not like the Fed is not in a. So what would cause that, right? Only the Fed can do that, right? And they may make the attempt, but what are they going to do? Say, oh, okay, we're not raising now at all. Fuck inflation. No, they got their hands tied. So we don't have the conditions for a V recovery here. If anything, right, this is going to, you might come down here and build a base, and then you go, just like it did here, right? Builds a base before it goes. That looks like it was earnings driven. We got earnings on February 22nd. So that could do it. That would make sense. We'd come down here, go into earnings, right? Well, shit. I'd be surprised if it was a horrible miss, right? So where's the trade? Right there, right? Let the reaction from earnings happen. Okay, first time. Right? So if it's bullish or it has a bullish reaction, people will take profit. It'll come back down into all of this high volume. That's where size will want to get in. Up we go, right? 4, 5, right? Complete the fifth. Right? So this is what we're after over here, which I think Gravity had given us all that, right? I just had to work through it, right? So hopefully you guys learn a little bit something along the way. This good work, Gravity. I'd have an alert, right? Myself, right? I'd put, so it looks like he's highlighting the higher volumes here. So that's a good place for an alert, 267. So that you don't miss it if you're a Facebook trader or you trade the options. You might get a good reaction there. Okay, let me keep moving. I got STX from Attila the Killer. All right, let's go to STX. Okay. All right. Oh, Stoker RSI. God, I used to live and die with that. Okay, let's go. One of my earliest mentors, really, that was his baby, the Stoker RSI. All right, so let's go. What do we got here? Stacks. Stacking sets. Okay, well, Attila, right? So right off the bat, so I always get the two. It's funny, Gravity Anti and Attila the Killer. I get the two mixed up. Both of them do some really solid work here. Both of them came to us with some good Elliott skills. Okay, so this, what are we doing here? So this is Stacks getting smacked around here. Okay, so right off the bat, I just want to kind of get the range here. Now let's go to the 8 and get a little perspective here. I think I want to do that. Okay, so this is interesting. Okay. So first, this is as much for, it was more for him than for us. Look at the detail that he's done here, right? He's got every swing accounted for, right? That's back to what I was saying before. Why did you take that trade? Well, shit, I had everything accounted for. I had it all down here. It was high probability, right? This is for, do this for yourself, right? Really, that's part of the reason I asked them to do this, because I want to know if they can. And then I want to set the habit of them doing it. It's much like, as I've said this many times as well, but if you want to learn something, you got to learn it well enough to where you can teach it. So in a way, he's teaching it to us all and to himself in that process. So when I ask the members, the reason I want them to do this is because I want them to get to the point where they could teach it to someone. Well, why did you put the ABC there? That doesn't make sense. It doesn't look like the C is further. Well, because we've got a truncation in the C here. Then calculating the 5 that became 4, that the logical conclusion is here you've got a truncation in the C. That's what I want you to get in the habit of. That's why I asked them to do this. Because otherwise, right, so all of you guys that are out there trading with nobody looking over your shoulder, it's hard to enforce that on yourself. It's hard to say, okay, I'm going to teach this to myself. Right? Because we're naturally lazy. We go, no, fuck, why do I need to do that? I know what I was thinking there. Right? So then you go, well, is that what most traders do? Yeah, that's what most traders do. Do most traders make money? Nope, most traders don't make money. You think there's some things that the professionals that make money do that separates them from those that don't? Right, because this would be easy, right? It would be easy to just go, oh, fuck it, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, oh, yeah, fuck, all right. But to take the time to do that, I promise you, it'll serve you well over time. So as we look here, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, whoa. Could we be done here? What trading principle number 4 staring at you in the face, right? It's not done yet. But remember, right, when we got here, that 80% was very much in play. Right, failure to get to the median line leads to a move equal to or greater than the move that failed to get there. Right, it's just, again, it's 4 simple principles, right? And you can master the markets with median lines. 4 principles. How I wish we could do a poll, Monty. I wish we could do an on-the-fly poll. Maybe that's something we ought to look at, how we could do that. So I could say, how many of you right now that are watching this webinar know the 4? Andrew's, well, he's got more than 4, but there's the really 4 main ones, the 4 main trading principles of median lines. How many of you know? I'd love to do that.
I can do it if you want me to.
Do you know how to do that? I'd love to know what that poll is. Now, members, I'm trusting, all know it, right? Well, I see, when do we get into that in blue belt, right? So every blue belt knows that. But here, it's right in your face, right? So it's not complicated, all right? So we know here we've got 80% odds, right? That I'd like to think anyone who's ever heard me do one video has heard me say that, because I say it all the time. It's the best odds in trading. I've got 80%, but of course 80% is not 100%. We got 80% that we get there. Right now, it doesn't have to be right here at the algo target. Shit, it could still get there. It could still do it, right? The 80%, until we break that pivot, the 80% is still in play. Now, with a move this far from the median lines, you'd probably redraw, because what do I have right here right now? If it sets up, oh shit, I'd probably do it this way. Right, I got another golden with another 80%, right? If it holds. Now, that would be interesting. That's actually a good example. Look at this, right? So this is why you got to pay attention to these trading principles. If I got this, right, and you were right here, okay, so this would be really easy to do this. Oh, shit. Let's see. I'm going to lose it if I do it. But let's just see where it went. Is that it? The one I just hit? Yeah, there it is. Okay, it's at the top. So you may might come here and look at this and say, well, hey, man, I got my 80%. Right? So you're like, hey, I took that trade, I got my 80%, but there's another 80% that's unrealized that's in there. And if you forgot about it, well, now, right, that's not a good thing, right? We don't want to lose track of that, because, right, the 80% is still in play there, right? So as long as there's there, now we're far away from it, and if it goes, go down here, you're disqualified. If we get too far away, you're out of the realm of where it's influencing the market. But that could easily hit that thing. I've seen it hit in FX, crudes. I've seen them hit 3-4 years later. 3 to 4 years later. Not kidding, right? I don't kid about trading. Well, I kid around, but not about, you know, I would never mislead you. I've seen it take that long. I've seen it take 4 years to get there, but then ultimately get there. So you wouldn't want to lose track of the fact that 80% was still in the background that I could get here. So if you got right here, you're like, oh, I got my 80% and trade's over, right? So you'd need to be mindful of the fact that you still had a candidate there for trading principle number 4 to take this pivot out, or to go up and get the original median line that separated the 3 and the 4. Right, just something to keep in mind, right? That's why it's always a good idea to hide and not delete. I mean, fuck, you can always draw it again yourself, but it's so easy to come here and go, oh shit, okay, oh yeah, there was that pitchfork. I forgot about that fucker. Yeah, no, put that. Oh, look, it's back on, right? So just to kind of a heads up, right? Don't lose track of the bigger ones. Now, well, here, looking at this, you could also run channels on this, right? So this is looks like you've got this channel here in play. Now that's, you know, you're losing your Elliott channeling here, which might make you think, so this 5 doesn't look like it's far enough, right? You kind of wanted that to go farther, but the way he's got it here, the implication is that we completed here with a shallow 5. Okay, well let's play that out. All right, so let's because I think that looks reasonable here. Well, let's see what we got, right? All right, don't guess. Let's measure. Okay, so one thought here is where do we go? All right, so we're shy of the 1618. All right, we're just shy. But really where you were looking for it was here. Now, is this all a good self-contained impulse? It sure looks like it. Now here I'm in log scale, so I'd have to do it this way, but sure looks like that was nice and tight. God, you guys with the giant. Oh, here, let's just go back. I'll do them a little thinner. We'll do that one in blue. Right. Okay. So this looks like a nice, right? That's what you want to see, right? I want to see the channeling hold it. I want one completed impulse here. So if it breaks, I know, hey, party's over, at least on that move. Whoa, I broke it a 5. What do we know about 5s, right? And corrections, right? Corrections, right? Well, if that's going to finish there, it's got to be part of something else, right? Because we don't, right? If we couldn't finish we couldn't put the 4 here, right? It has to be part of something else. Well, fortunately here, now as I look at it here, I was about to bust him. He's got it here, right? So we've got the ingredients here. We've got a very tiny A. There's the B, and then we get. We get an impulse, right? So we've got the ingredients for it here. Now it's a little wonky, right? But it's a 3, right? So A, there's the B. Oh fuck, oh yeah, I guess you can do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Diag with a skinny little 5, right? That way it'll fly. 3, A, B, C into the 4. Oh, that's one of those very typical waterfalls. And just maybe diag. You're going to have to pull the 3, 4 out of that. Right, Elliott's not perfect. Don't expect it to be. There are times where you're going to look at it and go, oh, fuck. You know, is there really, right? Is this really, right? Is this what we're doing? Well, you know, I'm on an 8-hour. You could probably make that sing a little bit better on a 15-minute. Does it matter right here with that? Well, it only matters in the context of if I hadn't spotted that, I'm glad I did, right? If I hadn't spotted that, I was like, whoa, okay, something's wrong with the count here because we can't finish with that 5. We can't correct the 3 with a 5. So he does have it in here, A, B. So we've got the ingredients, right? So, okay, so 1, 2, whoop, right? Doesn't look like, it looks like a diag here. So A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C. What are you doing there? Hang on, gravity. Did you miss this? You got something's wrong here. Okay, so, well, I don't think we can do the 1, 2, 3. Okay, we got just a little bit of a correction here. We can't, here, I'm going to clear some of this out here. Okay, so we've got that handled with. Okay, do you see what, I kind of like the idea of polling. I wonder if we could do this on the fly, right? Might be helpful. Do you see the problem here with this count? Oh, fuck, here, let's try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, what's the problem with it? Right, the way he's labeling it. What's the problem? Ask for Bitcoin and give it a chart, it won't be done. So if a member hasn't asked for Bitcoin and given a chart, it won't be done. Oh, James taking care of business for me. We have unusual circumstance because Monte Crypto is not at his usual workstation because he had a fire in his house, right? So we're not in our usual. So it looks like James is running back up for me. Back to my point here. Do you see how he's labeling this as an ABC, 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 ABC? Right. Well, we missed the qualifier. Right. The qualifier is right. We can never call a diag unless the 4 overlaps the 1. Right. So we have a mislabeling here. Attila, that kind of surprised me, but it could have just been, sometimes you get so deep into it, you forget here. So this, we can't count it this way. How else could we get this, right? Do we have the ingredients here for can we get it a different way? Well, if this is the WXY into the 4, right? So if this is the 4, man, we're a little fucked here. 2, 3, we didn't get it. So do we have an overlap here? Oh, this is a bitch here. Okay, we do have an overlap here, and we've got an overlap here. Okay, so we can get it, but we can't get it with the 1 here. That's annoying. All right, we need the 1 to be here, right, to get that little overlap right here. So we could, God damn, it's tight, right, isn't it? WX, son of a bitch. Oh, that's just incredible. Look at how that structure held up. Boom, boom. There's the break. Wow, that's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Tick, tick. 2 ticks, tick. Wow, was that level important to stacks? 1774? Apparently so. All right, well, shit, I might have to spend some more time with this because until I think we're a little fucked here on this count. Well, oh, fuck, how are we doing this? It looks to me like, so if we're going to, I don't dislike where you're putting the 1. It's just that we can't finish it here. So if we're going to we're going to keep the 1 here, looks like we'd have to rethink this. God, that's a pain in the ass. All right, so I think your 3 is good, right? So if you guys see it, here's the ABC, ABC. Oh, what are you doing here, man? Oh, I got it. Okay, so are you thinking 5? No, we can't be thinking that, right? So this little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that doesn't work. So we got to stay with that. We got to stay with the ABC. So ABC, ABC. Oh, fuck. We really don't want to do it that way. We want to do it this way. We want to do ABC. Oh, so here, I'm just going to simplify it. We want to do ABC. That's how we want to do that. Oh, no, I'm not going to go too deep into the subdivision here, but that looks like what we need to do, but means that this has to overlap here. And since we don't get it to right here, let's see here. So that's his 50. So let me get, okay, so this could still fly, but we can't have the 5 in here. All right, that's got to be up here. That's all got to go up. This can't be here. So it looks to me like we got to do a bunch of relabeling here. So WXYXZ is what I think you got here. So let's redo it. Right, not that this isn't good work in here. It was just we got that little. Well, so that's kind of a good example, right? So Elliott, love it or hate it, but that's forcing a complete relabeling here because it doesn't qualify per rules and guidelines. So you're changing your whole structural approach to what you think is happening next based on that rule set. Now, you can love it, you can hate it. You have to make your own determination as to whether or not applying that rule set, you're willing to let that influence your decision making. So while this is all good work in here, I'm not shitting on his work by any means because he does good work. but we got to just relabel here. So let's simplify. Okay, so on the one hand, right, in that context of simplifying, what do we got? What's happening here? Nothing, right? Range. So now it's easy in hindsight to look at this and go, okay, well, we rallied up, we distributed, now we had a distribution here, and now we're having the markdown, right? So all the bulls were caught up here. Classic. Oh my God, right? I'm going to just hammer this until you guys stop doing it. You know, somebody brought that. Somebody looked here, said, oh, let's run the stops. They looked over here. This guy, right? It's the same guy, right? So no triple tops. That's a quadruple top. But they don't exist. All right, so how do I know what happened here? Because look at that, right? So you know this is just a liquidity grab. Let's grab all the liquidity from those stops. Straight down. They're fucked. Let's go back here. Maybe we can sucker them into... This is literally what's happening. Maybe we can sucker them into doing it again. No, they're not that dumb. They wouldn't do it again, would they? They wouldn't do it again. Would they? Would they? Of course they would, right? There's always another duck. Okay, the squawk. All right, okay. So, here, let's simplify if we can. All right, oh fuck, how are we gonna do that? That looks like 5, 3. So WX. Yeah, it looks like we might be able to do WXY. WXY. All right, so we're gonna relabel here. If that's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is what we're after. All right, we're just gonna. Again, fuck, you know, that's a lot of complication in there. But at the end of the day, all it really is just another 3, right? Just a little wacky, right? We've got that straight up launch, right? That's classic, right? So what does retail do? They buy it when it's going up. What do professionals do? They buy it when it's retracing. Okay, so we're coming into a potential golden corner. Oh, see, this is going to be too narrow. Right, so I choose this because I want to give it a little bit a better angle here to go get that. Right now remember in a diag, you're looking for the start of the 1 through the pivot of the 3. Right, if this is WXY, we're right at the 50. We've already had the overlap. Looks like gravity's got us finishing down here. Let's see here. Oh, let's go to a 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like we're. I'm assuming he did this before it was really clear what we had here. Well, we can label this, right? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, classic 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like it's got one more to go. All right. Well, to get the Y of the 4, can we get the golden zone here? Why not? We're still in log. You probably take it out of log here. Oh, fuck, here. Let's just keep it to not disrupt it. Oh, I'd pay attention to the swing geometry and fib relationships. So that looks like that's my lowest low. Where am I? Look where I love it when a plan comes together. Look where that comes in. So let's go back to that little fucker down there. All right, is there anybody in here that looks like that says, oh, that's ready to buy? Well, that looks good. Looks like it's ready to go. Now, I say that a little tongue-in-cheek, right? Because there's certainly nothing that prevents this from doing that.
Hey, are you muted?
Sorry, man. Just to catch me on those. I have to mute it because I deal with these fucking allergies. I don't want to hack into the phone or into the mic. Okay. All right. So my point being, right? So that's clear as a bell. So one thing that we know, right? We can't end in a 3. We can't, right? So, I mean, if you're applying Elliott Wave, you can't finish that like that. You can't. Right now, you can say, fuck the Elliott, I'm just buying it because I'm bullish, right? Or, hey, I'm at the 50. You can do that, but I would tell you, right, if you're applying this methodology, why would you do that, right? I mean, you're going through all this effort to try and nail this down and say, okay, there's the 1, 2, looks like I got my 3, that looks like classic 4, right? I mean, you can't, we're not going anywhere, right? Now we start to come out of it, right? So, we get out of the consolidation, very typical 4. Oh, look like we're coming out of it in an impulse, which is exactly what you're looking for. Like, holy shit, look at this, it's doing exactly what I want it to do. Now, wait a minute. What else would I be looking for? I'd be looking for something with the fibs between the 2 and the 4. Maybe it'll hit the 50 to the tick. Now, is it hitting the 50 to the tick and that's the algorithm responding, or is it the price action off of the pivot? Do we care? Does it matter? Here's what I know. I'm not buying it until it does that. Understanding that there's nothing prevents it from doing that. But again, you couldn't even put a number on how many Elliott waves have completed, right? I mean, 500 billion? Trillion? I don't know. Just beyond our comprehension. How many of these across every asset, every time frame complete? We couldn't put a number on that. So you're gonna buy it here, right? So who's gonna buy it here? Somebody who doesn't apply Elliott Wave, someone who doesn't apply price action, someone who doesn't understand that algorithm. Who's buying it? Really, right? I mean, I know that's a rhetorical question, but you have to think to yourself, who the fuck is buying that? Probably an amateur, right? Because what does retail do? They buy it when it's going up. Now, get down here, right? I'm if we look at the target. Let's get it right in there. And we don't know it's going to go there, right? But if it breaks that pivot, boy, I wouldn't bet against it going there. Now, that's not perfect. What are we on, a 2 hour? That's not perfect subdivision in there. Oh, shit, it's actually not bad. You take it down here, I can label it right here. A, B, C. That's not too hard. Not too hard to spot that one. Let's put that white. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right to the 50. Who is buying that? What else could we finish off here? Just to let the LA guy say. So again, it doesn't mean that this, oh shit, if I short it right now, it's a guaranteed winner. That's never what I'm saying. What I am saying is that's just a drop dead stupid place to enter the market, right? So why would somebody enter there? There you go. Again, I say that. You want to be asking yourself that all the time. You're about to pull the trigger on a buy or a sell. Who's on the other side of that trade? What are they thinking? Right, ask yourself that, right? So there's the algo target right there. I wouldn't make the golden zone. Looks like it's there. It's tiny, but it's there. Oh, it's not much right there. They're going to disintegrate at some level always, right? You can't get them, right? They don't go to infinity. Oh, let's get that, right? So we got that little 5 down there. So I've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C. 1, extension in the 2, or pardon me, extension in the 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, not much of a 5, right? I'm still on a 30-minute. I could probably go down to a 2-minute and dig it out, right? It looks like there'd be a little diag, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C into the 4. Oh, and by the way, it's technical, right? We're 50 to the tick. 50 to the tick, right? So is there a trade there? Well, you're already a little bit late, right? You could have been watching this and you grabbed a short while we were watching it. Why were we standing here doing it? Very tight stop, right? So you can put a stop. Look here. This is the advantage here, right? When you start to put all these pieces together, all of a sudden you're going to have an aha moment. Okay, if that's the 1, and we're trading this as to complete an impulse, well, we know it can't break that pivot, right? I mean, it could still finish as a diag, but we're trading it as an impulse, right? Because I've got 5, 3, 5, 3. I'm looking for 5. So it can't, if it does this, I'm wrong, right? We're wrong about the analysis. We got to rethink it. What else could it be? Is this an ABC, part of a larger correction? I don't know, right? We'd have to come back and revisit all of this. But right now, there's a trade that's just gone off. Here. This is why we teach this, right? So if you're right here, right? I would put it on the other side of the golden zone, just so you might get a liquidation wick. Well, there's if you start at the 50 and buy it here with it, shit, you want to get it tighter and say, well, I know it can't overlap that, so literally my stop is the 618. Well, there's 5.3 to 1, and that's assuming you only get to the first target, that you don't get to the second target, which is at the golden zone. Now I got 7.95 to 1. Do you see that, right? So you're going to be wrong way more times than you can appreciate. You're going to lose that way more times, right? It's just the reality of the markets, right? But would you have to completely put your brain into hyperlock mode? I can take a lot of those, right? I can take a lot of those. Right? When I get this one, boy, does that offset a whole lot of those little ones, right? So I always use the boxing analogy. Jab, 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 right? Here, that's a knockout blow, right? I knocked you off your feet there with that short. You jab me, you jab me, you jab me, but you're not going to knock me out, right? So it's a comforting feeling to know, okay, they can't hurt me there. You can hit me, but you're not knocking me out, not with a jab. Now, you do something stupid, like, oh, I didn't want to take that stop. Well, I'm still very bearish, right? So I'm going to give it a little bit more room. We've all done it. I'll give it up to the pivot, right? Now you got less than 2 to 1. Right there. I mean, there it is right there, mapped out for you. And you're just using the guideline. So do you see what you're doing here? You're using a price pattern that we know is prone to repeat, not guaranteed to repeat, but just has a tendency to repeat. We're using the algo, right? We can look, right? We can just see it happening. We're using the geometry of the channel, and we're using the larger geometry of the golden zone here that we're trying to get right here to give us another golden corner. So we're using every component of everything that we teach you all in here to set up that one little trade. And there's still no fucking guarantee that that's a winner, but I know, again, they're not going to hurt me here. I can't get hurt. So I take that trade comfortably. And if I had to explain that trade to someone, I could explain it all day long with conviction and say I take that 100 out of 100 times. If you can't say that about your trades, then you got to rethink what you're using to qualify a trade. Could you teach this to someone? Now think about that. Why did I take that trade? Well, let me explain to you exactly why I took that trade. X, Y, Z, A, B, C was all in effect, and that's why I put money at risk there, honey. Back to you're going to have to explain it to your wife. That's why I did that, baby, because look. Let me show you all the times that repeated. I know, and look at my money management was just great. So I'm going to take that trade. If I see it tomorrow, the next day, and the next day, and the next year, and the next month, I'm going to take it 100 out of 100 times, because while I'm going to get stopped out plenty of times, those compensate me so beyond those little jabs. Little jabs. Here, I win the fight. Next trade. All right, I think we did enough on that one. Okay, so where am I? Let's, I love it when I get some FX here. We have so few. I always surprise you.
You have 2 requests to.
Oh, I got 2 requests?
Donation.
Okay, let me, how are we on time? Oh, let's, here, I think we can get it done. Let me, here, I'll do the request right now since we communicate to people that we do this for 2 hours. Members, I can always circle back for yours. Okay, what's the first one?
First one's going to be Tesla. Update on Tesla.
Oh, we got a time frame or?
No, I can ask him in chat, but he didn't give one.
Stocks. Tesla. Well, if I don't get one, I'm always going to start on the daily. Okay, so we certainly want to be in log scale. We got earnings. Shit, do we have earnings coming up in coming up 3 days? Okay, well, we can just look here off of this pivot. All right, I don't know that we have to do the whole bloody count. All right, we can just work. Hello. Whoa, what's the problem here? Why am I not getting that? There we go. Okay, so we can work it off of that, because this sure looks like this was just 4-ish. Just a lot of consolidation. That looks like here, what are we going to ship? Let's go to 3-day. All right, so that classic consolidation here. What are we doing? We're rallying. We're pausing. We're pausing the rally. Ramp. Well, let's see here. I know we've done this one a couple of times here. That looks like here's your corrective action here. Here's the correction before it goes up, right? So that's the last correction. So this is a candidate here. Might want to do it this way. Oh, I'd have to dig into that a little bit more. But let's just, for the time being, let's just go with this. All right, let's see if we can make that work. I don't know that I can, but often as I'll start something, I'll just eyeball it and say, okay, where are the obvious pivots? Let's see if that makes sense, right? So we just kind of, you got to start somewhere. So it's just like sketching something out. All right, well, let's just throw them up there and see if we can make that work. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's go back to the daily. Oh, I think I recall this being technical, although I think they used the second. Oh, maybe not. Here, let's just use the dominant. Okay. Okay, so just looking at that, you can look right here. You can see the triangle. So we know we have a triangle right here. So that we can narrow things down a little bit just by the fact that we can spot the triangles, and we can spot, here's the algo in play, right? So it's paused at the first target, got third. So we know we've got a candidate there for a 1, 2, 3. Looks like that would be A, B, C, oh fuck, or WX. Oh shit, doesn't matter. I guess 1, 2. Let's look here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's an internal impulse right there, right? So we just same. There's another triangle right there just to help us kind of guide us into it. All right, we'd have that. Okay, so all I'm trying to do is identify what are the things that really stand out. Okay, well, can I see triangles? Do I see clear threes? Well, that sure looks like a 3 there. Well, just even right here, you can look at this, right? That looks like a nice 3 that's corrective. So something that's correcting part of that move. It's got a true double bottom here. All right, so I mean, this is exactly what I would do if I was looking at it. A, B, C. I'd allow for a little truncation there. So it looks like we'd have to do it this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, all right, are we done? Here, let's just pause for a second. Think about it. Take that up a degree. Well, considering where we went, right, it's tempting to think that, but I don't think so, right? Unless we've got to factor this in here. Let's put you, all right, this is kind of where, if you'll recall earlier, sometimes you put them there and you're like, do I need that? I might need that later. Just completing kind of ritual that I do, right? So clearly that was important. They probed it right there. All right, so again, just wait the way that I do it, right? So here, okay, got a nice clear base of this is the support. Then I'd start measuring, right? So if I'm kind of, okay, could be, maybe, let's just check it. Okay, well, where am I sitting right now? Right, can so I immediately, right off the bat, I want to do that, right? Pardon me, right, hang on. All right, let's look at it twice. So that would be, I'd want to put that 3 there. So can I get that as a, I don't think I can. So this is long enough for the 3, but I don't like the distance. Let's do it again. See if I have to use this for my guide. All right, if that's my 1 and that's my 2. Oh, that's interesting. All right, 2618 to the tick. But I don't think I can finish there because this is such a clear 1, 2. It can't be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so I think you're kind of stuck here with this as this. That's what I see at the time being. For the time being, I think this is what we got here. Okay, that not insignificant. 2, 3, 4, 5. So I do need this 1, 2. I don't know that that's done, right? So, but well, so why do I immediately say that? Because look at the length of time of the 1, 2, right? To do that's not gonna fly, right? That wouldn't be it, right? Now, shit, it could be, but I wouldn't put money at risk on the fact that we're doing that. No, So it makes you think, okay, possibly we're doing some sort of an expanded flat here. Oh, you can kind of see how that could work here. So it looks like W, X, Y, kind of similar to what we were looking at for much of crypto. Oh, I'd probably keep this in the mix as well. All right, that's corrective. So that's a 3 followed by a 3. Here, let's just look in there for a second. We might be able to get away with this as being part of the internal, and the 3 is still to come. Well, you've got to use that as a 4. So that's got to be a 4. That's too small, so I still don't like it. All right, so I think I've got to put that over here. All right, so that's the daily. Let's go down to look at it from up here. That's clearly a 3. That's clearly a 5. All right, so this, even though I can see them, it's a good habit to just do it, right? Because it'll help you later. Let's get that. All right, so there's a 5. There's a clear 3. Right, I don't have to wonder about it. I don't like to truncate, but I think I'm gonna. Well, I can't. Let's see, how could I do this? I could go A, B, C, right? So let's consider that as an alternate, right? That I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't like it because I don't want this to be the 4. A, B, C, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I might have a little diag there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like that could fly. Right there. I guess we're doing everything in yellow. Now, ideally, you'd get that 5th would get there, but it doesn't, right? Like in there, it's not perfect. Don't expect it to be. So okay, I got a candidate here for a 1. 1, 2, and that would obviously be the 3. The 2 to the 4, can't say I love it. So the alternate, I'm trying to get that into a B. 5, 3. I prefer to do it this way. Yeah, I do. Okay, so let's take that out. Okay, so I want this, pardon me, over here. So let's finish the labeling. All right, let's not be lazy about it. A, B, C. Okay, so this would be. I'll do this in a different color. A, B, C. Let's put that in blue. All right. So what's that thing I don't like is the truncation, but for the time being, that's such a clear 5, such a clear 3, and I can squish it in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, I'm on a daily. Okay, 1, 2. Let's keep it going with the labeling. Okay, 1, 2. Yeah. Well, it's already broken. So unless we were going to truncate up here, which I wouldn't do without being forced to. Let's take this up. Okay, so we can. Well, the 2 and the 4 are not great. All right, so there's one possibility is we did that. Oh, let's go to an 8. Let's see, do we really have a 5 there? One, 2, 3, 4, 5. I might be able to finish that. Let's just measure it. Well, here's the alternate. You have to squeeze. Fuck. I don't love that. Well, so what I'm trying to do here is I don't want to include this in this, right? So I don't want this to be attached to this, right? So if this is going to be an impulse, I want it to be all done because this is now taking so much more time. I want it to be a standalone correction, right? So if anything, I want, oh fuck, come here. I want this going up in 5 and then coming down in 3 to we're going to go down or do a deeper correction. So that's a, well, you really wanted to do this, but it's not giving it to you. So unless you're gonna truncate the 5th, fuck. I mean here, okay, that's even that is big relative. Do I have a 5 in there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is actually complete, right? This is an 8. This is a zigzag. 5, 3, 5. I got a completed zigzag there. So this is why I keep coming back to I want this to be all completed. I can't say I like it any other way. So A, B, C, zigzag. So that's a clear W. W, A, B, C, X, A, B. There's no way around that. Right? It's just what are they attached to is really the question of the day, right? Trying to get this handled. What are they attached to, right? What is that WXY attached to? What is it correcting? I don't love that. You're not always going to get what you love. W-A-B. W already, that's a little annoying. Well, now there's some, I guess, suppose there's some outside chance here, well, maybe not outside, that if this comes down a little further and we overlap that, you could turn this into a diag, but then you're putting the 4 back here, right? A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C, A, well, W, X, Y. Maybe. I think you're incomplete here. This is just not, you don't have enough info here. I like the 3. That has to be a 4. That has to be a 5. That's clearly a 5, 3. This is fucking you up a little bit, right? So truncations, they do happen. 1, 2, right? That 2. Okay, let's go with that. So here's what I'd say. You're just incomplete here. So if you're in it, you don't think it's panic time. Where's the dominant to the dominant, right? So this is the last swing low. Since you're completing that is the pivot here before this starts because the 1 starts here. Even with this little squish that I can't say I like, but I don't want to make this the 4. Yeah, I think that's the best play here. So if we're finishing, so we need to finish that as an ABC. So we'd have to do it this way: A, B. Now are we done? Well, let's dig in there. It doesn't look like it could be. Okay, so here again, when they're just screaming at you, you gotta account for them. Okay, so that we don't have to wonder about that, what that is, right? There's a clear impulse coming down, right? All day, right? This, I have to call that a 3. We have to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Oh, that looks technical. All right, right to the golden zone. We're gapped right through. We got second target. So it looks like we'd have to do it this way to finish this. 1, 2, but then this would be 1, 2. 3, 4, 5. Looks like that's what's underway here. So this would have to come down here. Oh, that's going to be so, well, here, I'll show you that. That doesn't have the right angle for a set of median lines. So you think, oh, golden corner. Oh, fuck. It's unbelievable. Let's go to the default. Oh, let me tighten that up here. Let's see if it's as good as it looks. Get you right on that. And that would be your golden corner. So do you see how it's kind of it's building blocks, right? So I'm just trying to put together, okay, where are the 5s, where are the 3s? So here clearly there's a 5. Okay, what'd the algo do last? Where's the geometry? So here's I can't make this shit up, right? So here's a golden corner, right? Hitting at second target. Looks like a good candidate for the 3. And just out of curiosity, do we get 2618 here? Nope. We got, oh, we don't know what that's done. We got 2272. That's already looks like that might have another kick on it. 1, 2, 3 here, but it's going to come back to the set of median lines here. You got a little gap here that might want to fill. I would assume that's going to get filled. So let's come back here. If that's the low, since we're looking for a 4, we want the 38 and the 23 in there, so we're in. It looks like that's got a little more cooking to do, right? So maybe something like this, right, to get that into the 4. Right, nobody wants to short Tesla, but that would be a, right, so if nobody wants to short it, that's when you short it. Oh, structure here, so we can put together a trade here. I don't know if we have the major count identified yet. So good structural pivot here right at the golden zone. So if there's any sort of a kickback here, you know where you're expecting a bounce. So I would assume it's going to fill that gap. Come up here for the 4. I may not get all the way. I might do it like that. Coming down for the 5. Right, could we get to the golden zone? Why not? And then here's earnings coming up in just a couple of days. So if you get any kind of a miss, right, that would be a good target. Or whatever, it doesn't matter, right? So it's however the market responds to it. Doesn't matter what they say. It's how does the market react to it? Okay, let's go back to the daily and see where that puts us. Okay, where could we be? Oh, this is a toughie. Tesla's usually easy, but I think you're stuck with that as the 1, 2. You're stuck with that. So this is, you're kind of stuck with it. I mean, the only other thing that occurs to me looking at that is that maybe it's a big something like this, right? Before we go again, I'm not one to advocate a crash in Tesla. Let's come back here. So much of that, all the decision is coming into this being the 1, 2 that starts it out, because we're still looking to finish it. We're still looking for the 4 here to finish. So let's put that back together. So let me get that off because that's the smaller. And we looked at that. We already hit that. If we were coming down here, we'd be at the 23, right? That would make sense for a 4 if I get that right on there. WXY. All right, if that's going to go, well, let's see. If we're going to go down that far, you'd likely be rethinking this. I swear that still looks like, here's the alternate. Here we'd put the X here, right? So you would do it this way. So this would be, you can still use the 5 there, A, B, since this is kind of skinny. Here, let me redraw that. So this would be A, B. I think I prefer this. A, B, C gives me an X. So we're looking for WXY here for that 4. I don't think we're looking for. I don't think that's what's coming for Tesla. So I want to try and find a 4 here. The one other thing I'd look for is if we're going to expand the B, I want to look for one of those high probability targets. Well, that's beautiful. Okay, I love when that happens. Okay, so what I just did there was. Right, so we're taking the length of this swing down here, right? And here's the lowest low. Now I'm coming back the other direction. That's 1618 to the tick. 1618 to the tick for the expanded B. I mean, they can go to, right? But you more typically 138, 1414, somewhere in this range. The fact that we got the 1618 to the tick makes me lean into that all the more. So, this could go a couple of different ways. We could be doing a diag here. So this could be ABC into a 1, 2, ABC into a 3. But either way, that's where I think we're headed, because what this looks like to me is just a big box of consolidation. Right, it's always a good idea to do this. Can I simplify what's going on here? Well, that got up pretty far here. Does that make sense? Well, what have we done? We've come right back here. Now we're just tapping into this range that we established here. Oh, here we go. Right, it looks like we were off right now. All of a sudden, things have turned around a little bit. Oh, come here. Oh, that's the 4 we're looking for, on the assumption that it comes back to fill that gap a little bit. 3, 3, 3. Bottom of the range. Well, so you'd be essentially looking for this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. So if this is going to be if this is going to be WX and this is the X, we need an A, a B, and we need a big C to come in here. So this may be 1, 2. Well, here let's label it A, B. See, it's far enough so you can do a 3, 3. Now I need a big 5, right? So I can work it as a flat, because the B goes far enough, right? It's damn near to the tick to a double top. So I need an A, B, C. Now this has to be, so that you'd be looking for this, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. And then once you come down here into this range, you don't need to be a hero, right? You just wait for that. All right, put the stops down here, 3, 4. Now we're back on the trend. But I think we're seeking a 4 in Tesla, not anything more sinister. All right, I hope that gives you a little insight here. That's actually a tricky one, very tricky, because you have places where you're forced into it. That can only be a 2. That can only be a 4. This could be a couple of different things, but right now that's what I think here. You got WXY going in on the 4. Okay, let me keep going here. I think we got that. What was the next one?
ALGO USD at Coinbase.
Oh, you know what? I think I thought I had this up. Maybe not. Oh, shoot. I could swear I do. Give me 1 second, guys, because I could swear I have this up. No, it's Algo Rand. Okay, pardon me. No, that's not it. No, that is it. Okay, good. I do have it. Okay, so, oh, fuck. I've got a bunch of other stuff out here. But there was a lesson in here. The reason I kept this up here, so we'll do it this way. Okay, so we have a time frame request? Or just in general?
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
Make sure, but I don't think so. No time frame.
Okay. We can work that. COVID low. All right, so, well, here, let's start putting it together. Oh, that's going to go the other direction. All right, well, that's a little front run off of that. So, all right, just broad strokes. Okay, does that look like, right, could we do that? Well, what's the immediate problem with that, right? We'd have to trade it as a diag because we have the overlap here. So if it's not that, what's the alternate? Think about that for a second. Because the swing structure looks like, oh, what's the big fucking deal, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, annoying, I know, right? So you're like, oh, fuck. God, I had this nice look at, oh, the channeling would be good. Well, we are in log scale here, but oh man, this would have been just perfect. What the fuck happened? I would have this nice channel here. Oh, that's annoying, right? That's annoying, motherfucker. God, I had that perfect, right? But that's where, you know, again, you have to decide how much Elliott Wave, how much are you going to let Elliott Wave influence your thinking here in the trade, right? And what I can tell you is, while that is annoying and like, oh, that might have changed how you approach this or what's coming next over time, if you don't pay attention to that, you'll regret it. So there's only a couple of possibilities here. So either it's 1, 2, and we're going to do this as a giant 3. So we'd do it like this and say, oh, maybe it's a diag that way. A, B, C. Oh, fuck. A, B, C. A, B, C. You got that pump wick is fucking you up a little bit. Okay, so, all right, I don't know what we got here. So let's just start digging into it. Okay, if that's the 1, that's the 2. What do I learn? Do I learn anything here? Well, I'm long enough, certainly here in log scale. I mean, out of log here, I'm way long enough, right? So we know that this could be, it's a candidate for the 3. Well, then you look here and say, well, God, do I have to go A giant B, C? No, that doesn't make sense, right? So that looks like A, B, C already. That's kind of ugly as well. Looks like ABC, right? So it just looks like a bunch of ABC. So let's go back to the original thought here, and we'll just trade it as a diag. Now, does that fit as a diag? Well, the implication would be, okay, we put in our top. I guess we can get these out of here. We've put our top in. And we're coming down for the 2. Now, we could stop at the 38. Nothing says we have to go to the 50. That's just most common. Well, that looks technical. Okay, so here, let's take it up a degree. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So the swing structure is a 5. So to come out of here, well, boy, do you realize how bullish that is? If that's the 1, right? If it's a diag, if that's a five swing diag, that's a 1 wave. It's here just out of curiosity is I see how the 3 relates to the 5. So we don't have a textbook diag, right? Because we'd want the 5 to be longer than the 3. So we're kind of making do with what we have here. So in the back of your mind, you got to be thinking, So in a leading diag, typically you want 3 longer than 1 and 5 longer than 3. Well, we have 3 longer than 1, but we don't have 5 longer than 3. Right? So right off the bat, but the swing structure is so good, I would just kind of keep that in the back of my mind. So if we go up again, then maybe you are reconsidering this, thinking, oh, 1, 2, 3. Well, it was if you did it that way. Let's just consider that, right? If you did it this way, it's also very bullish. You'd be looking for the 4 down here, and you'd label it this way: A, B, C. Oh, fuck, here, come here. A, B, no, that ain't great. Oh, fuck, A, B, C. Oh, it almost doesn't matter. Just out of curiosity again, if that's the 1, that's the 2. We got the 272. That would be common for the diag. Less common for a diag to go 1618, more common for it to go 172, 127, 138. So that, okay, maybe, right? You don't have any way to definitively call it. So you could, if you're strict on rules, you can say, well, it can't be a leading diag, right? Because 5's not longer than 3. So what's the alternate? Okay, well, the 3 just went in up here. Right now we are sticking to rules and guidelines, but that this requires that the 5th is longer than the 3rd, and I just created a giant 3rd. So this is getting mighty bullish. Oh, fuck, here, come here. Let's go to the 12. Now, what's the requirement? It has to overlap that. So if that's our low, well, then we don't know what the hell we got. Right, then you're probably you're down to smaller time frame, seeing if I can make something fly here. I would check the geometry here. How did this one do? Well, we got our 80%. How did this one do? Missed. Okay, so heads up here now. We went over this a little bit earlier. Trading principle number 4. Failure to make the median line sets up a move equal to or greater than the move that failed to get there. Where do we want that to go, right, for a diag? We want it to go to the 50. So I'll bring this back in. We want it to get right here, right? Well, shit. The first requirement is has to overlap that, right? So if we get that, then we can start thinking, oh, okay, well, shit, maybe out here I'm going to simplify it, but it doesn't look like it's done because it looks like that's 1, 2. We're in the 3, 4. We need a little more juice down here. So trading principle number 4 would be realized on the break of that, right? Equal to or greater than. We break that, right? There's trading principle number 4. It's out of curiosity. If we do it this way, look at that. Right, so, I probably shouldn't. Now I'm just going to complicate it. So now you look at that and you say, well, hey, wait a minute. It did make the median line. Depends where you draw it from. Right, but since you already got the first one, I would be focused on this one because the first one already hit. But you do have that inside one that also got it there. So if it doesn't, well, shit, you're damn near already there. So this is what I'd be expecting, right? We'd come right into here, probably get a reaction. What do we got up here? Any volume there? Oh, shit. That's not helping us. Has that got the Vegas wave? Oh, no, that's a different something else. Multiple EMAs. All right, we'll take that off. 200, that's good to have on. Always good to have the 200 on. We are well below that, so we can imagine the Vegas wave may have flipped over. Oh, well, let's go see. Here, I'm going to hide that now, actually. No, okay, so can we be done here, right? Do we have the ingredients? Well, that looks like 1, 2. 1, 2, looks like 3, 4, 5 is going in. Looks like that's a good 3. Oh, let's go down to a 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, well, we could do that. That's the start of it. There's the B. 1, 2. Have to do it here. A, B, C. Well, you got to go 1, 2, 1, 2. You can get that to fly. 1, 2. Well, clearly that's the 3. Now, do we get a? There's going to be nothing in here. I'd kind of watch that. There's not going to be anything in here. So I'd be watching for the depth of that retrace. Could it get that far? Well, yeah, at this point, you don't know what you're going to get here. You could get a triangle. You could get a zigzag. You could get, this before we go down. You don't know what you're going to get here. I think, well, I'd start with that one since there's a little 3 there. But the reason I was doing that is because that doesn't look like much of a finish. This looks like it finishes better. A, B, C. It probably doesn't matter unless we get a deeper retracement. Then you're trying to figure out which is the better one. Doesn't look like it's done. Even if you just did like oh fuck, I'm do it like that. All right, so something along there. Oh, you'd want to look for something here to help guide you in terms of, if I can get the retrace here at the 38. So if I can get this to come kick back up here to the 100, where I'd be at the 38 on the edge of the channel that's coming down, that's a good setup for a 4. And then, I don't know if you want to be shorting this or not, but then you'd be looking at that for that to finish, which would give you the 5, which would give you the C. All right, so there you're just, all I'm just trying to do is lay out a roadmap. Say, okay, well, if this pattern's going to finish, well, that seems like a reasonable roadmap to get there. That's how it could finish. Let's pull back here. Let's see. Let's go back to that 4. Right, so we've got this, that's the key pivot, right? So we know this is likely to miss. Oh, that looks like that's going to be this is going to be a problem wick here. That's a little far for a front run. Where are we here? Okay, so that might help us here. I got a nice little pocket down here, if that's going to have more legs. That would be the 50, which is, right, remember in a diag, that's where we're looking for it. Okay, so let's put that all back together. Where does that work? This is probably going to be 2. All right, ALGO ran. Somebody had taken a huge position in this. They just loved it, so I was looking at this the other day. And that looks like what you're looking at. That's why I had it up. I know I had here's I was just, this has got a whole bunch of other shit on it, but here I'll lose you if I go into all that. That's what it looks like to me, right? We're just working the 3's in, the 4 goes, the 5 I'd be looking for that up here. Now with that, so remember where we were trying to qualify this, we need the 5 to be longer than the 3 if we're going to hold to good rule set here. Right, so that's where, so you need to mark that off. All right, so I know I've got a good diag here because then 5 longer than 3, 3 longer than 1. Now I know, holy shit, do I have a bull on my hands here? If that's the 1, right, because now you'd have a textbook leading diag, right? Perfect. Right, now it's not there yet, right? That's a long way to go to get up here. But that would give you now you can really lean into it. Okay, I got my 1. Well, remember, let's go back to the daily. If you were to get this up here, we don't know that we will. If you get that, you're looking for it to come back down right here. Right, to come right all the way back down to that range. So here's what we're trying to complete. 1, 2, 3, 4, anywhere in here is going to be 5. Remember, it has to overlap. We need the overlap. So here we'll just use the 272. Right, now that has to finish like that. Now you got your, I should have put a 3 in there, but you get the drift of it here. So A, B, C. Now that, right, let's just use the target where we would qualify it. Now you're looking for that to come back down in a 3. Now we go into the monster. Now look where you are though. Right? Could it take that long? Well, here this is now the whole thing looks like it could take the whole year to complete. Looks like it could take some time here to get this to all complete. But you see how it kind of starts to come together. Now I don't have this down here. I'm not going to get that. If I get that right in the pocket here, right in here, to come out of that, I would be looking. I mean, shit, who knows, right? What's happening, after with all that time here. But here you've got one just setting up beautifully. And while I'm kind of drawing that out here, the assumption is that we're doing this as a 3. Here's the 3 of the 4 to give us the 3 of the 5. 3, A, B, C, A, B, C. Right, so the 2 and the 4. Or one other thing you could do here just to help guide, looking for it, is maximum confluence, length of the 2 relative to the, let's see, I got to dig in there. Let's get you out of there. So length of the 2 from the proposed 4, do I have any, look, see how the channel would line it up? How do I look there? Let's get you out of there. This needs to come down here because we still have to overlap. Okay, so let me get a little tighter with that. Length of the 2 projected from the 4. Oh, we're at the 100 right now. We're at the 100, but see, it doesn't, that's not, okay, take the trade, because we don't have this overlapped yet. And we need that, right? Here's the 100, right? We got to wick through it, but we got to get a little bit further, right? And then you could see the 5 that was there. I don't have to get that far, but this is what I'd be looking for, right with the channel. Right here, we started out here. Here was clear support, right? Wick. Well, but remember, there are no triple bottoms, right? So that we can't call that a triple bottom. So you come down here for the quadruple bottom, right? Because there are no triples. We come down here for the quadruple. Now, you put the whole thing together. Oh boy, that tees up. I wasn't expecting it to play this nicely. 1, 2, or 8. Well, shit. You're looking for the A wave here of a diag. So that's where I would trade it, right there, right up. So now, Elliott aside, we get a change of character, right? So all of a sudden we get a higher high. Now we come down. We're coming in to retest from above. That's just where you want to do it. Oh, coming down, right? What happens here, right? Do we get a bunch of supply come in, or does the support hold, right? If you're taking that trade, you're anticipating the support holds. Resistance, support. Just has a little more to go. Okay, that's a good one. All right, how are we doing on time? 2 o'clock. You still with me?
I'm still here, yeah.
Okay, thanks, man. Monte Crypto's doing this. You're in your mother-in-law's house on a couch somewhere with like a jerry-rigged Wi-Fi setup because his house caught on fire last week. So he's making the hero move just to be here with us. Okay, so members, you probably get a more detailed update on his circumstance, but I think he's going to be back with us fairly quickly while he waits. There it is. Okay, so since we're kind of running late on time, why don't we take what we didn't get to today amongst members? I'll roll that into tomorrow, or otherwise we'll go for another 2 hours. If we got all the requests done, we'll tee up the Euro, Chris NL's Uni, and Eric S on the EOS for tomorrow, and that'll start us off, and we'll look for a few more from members. So we'll pick it up there. Does that sound about right, Monty?
Yeah, that sounds good. I'll be here in the morning as well.
Oh, okay. Terrific. Okay, guys. Then we wrap it up there. Won't go too long. I try and keep them at 2 hours because I know everybody's attention span starts to fade, right? Including mine. Okay, so with that, let's wrap it up here. How'd the markets do? Shit, I haven't looked. Oh. Whoa. Hello, Bitcoin. Let's just take a quick peek there before we wrap it up. Oh, look at that. Well, this was I was posting this for members this morning here. It just astonishes me, right? So look where we're pivoting here. Off the median line. Tagged it right there. If I've got it nice and tight. That's pretty good. Oh, this is Bitstamp had I don't know if you guys had that kind of weird wick. Oh, fuck, I've got this 12 other places, but this was the big one here. We'll see if that, that's the one we're kind of watching for. Okay, guys, we'll wrap it up there. That's interesting that Bitcoin had that bounce. Let me look over here on the hourly. That's good, 36. Well, we actually, for the triangle, that's not terrible. If this is going to come up here, right, you'd be surprised if it didn't make that median line. Well, think about that, right? I'm going to make sure you guys know trading principle number 4. If that's if heavy emphasis on if that's our pivot, right, that's failure to make the median line, which sets up a move equal to or greater than. Well, it doesn't have to go there in a straight line, right? So if that were to be the C, D, E, we'd still be setting up a move greater than. We wouldn't get the beautiful timing that oh shit, it's almost too good to be true, but we wouldn't get that, right? Which is kind of what we're looking for, but you'd still have, right? So that trading principle doesn't go away just because you're in a triangle. You didn't make the median line, right? So the other 20% is in play. And then you're back to what would be the next target you'd be looking for? This median line right there. Okay, guys, we'll wrap it there. Thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. All good. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Right, like I said, right, we're happy to look at anything you're interested in. Should be interesting to see if we get a little stabilization after all the insanity of Monday. That's pretty typical. So I wish you guys a good afternoon. Monte Crypto, we'll wrap here, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow.